According to Mike and Tony, is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised. What's up, my friend? It is episode 121. It's a Saturday. You're looking shredded over there. Just had a birthday. You're a little bit older. How you feeling, my friend?
I just got back from the gym, actually, before I was eating my taquitos when you jumped on.
Get that.
Yeah, 39 and strong, dude. 39 and strong.
Hell yeah, brother. That's the way to do it nowadays. I think it's got to be part of why we're all aging better, right? We know a lot more. And
know a lot more, taking vitamins, all that stuff, worrying about health and everything. And yeah, how about you, man?
Good, man. I'm good. Run around. The biggest thing I'm trying to improve on is sleep. When school's rolling, it's very difficult. But it's funny because they say as you get older, you need less sleep. But I feel the effects when I get less sleep more now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even so much like the clarity of mind and the ability to think clearly, all that stuff. It's more like moods, dude. Like little shit starts irritating me, or like I have a shorter patience, and I deal with middle school kids all day. I have 3 children, so that's not good. Got to keep the patience in check. I'm trying to keep the sleep in order. I've been doing good on the eating. I'm eating super clean lately. Been still doing those combination of HIIT and strength training sort of combined. So
nice.
Yeah. That strength training is a big part of aging well, right? There's studies that show that.
Bone density and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep. Strengthen those joints so you don't have to fall and break a hip one day. That's not good.
Although I did do leg day pretty hard the other day. And like this morning I woke up with like the sorest back ever because, when you do your legs, it pulls on your back and it pulls on your legs. So like I had to like roll out and use my little gun. I have my little massage gun and I was using that like all morning, literally until the batteries died. That's how long I was using it today. I was like, God damn, this hurts. And then I went to the gym. I was like, it was chest day. So I was like rolling out at the same time as I was like doing chest in between like sets. But now I feel good.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's good. It's funny. Mai said she was going to take a little time off. She's actually been doing those same workouts I've been doing. And she took some time off and then it turned into like 2 months or something like that. And so she just got back into it this week again. And she is paying heavily, brother. She's struggling with stairs and I've talked about it on this podcast before, but I had to admit that the first time I'd ever done a proper leg workout was with you and I don't remember who all was there. Jared was there. All those guys, and I'll never that Christmas will live in my mind forever.
All of us, dude.
Yeah. Dude, literally slept downstairs on the couch because I couldn't get up the stairs.
I just remember like all of us texting each other and being like, dude, how are your legs? And like, oh my God. We're all like, I couldn't use the bathroom. I had to like lower myself down using the bathtub.
Oh, so brutal. Yeah, it was really bad. But it's funny how your body adjusts to stuff. Because like I was telling you before, even that Spartacus workout, I mean, it would jack me up. But I started doing it for a while, and I got to a point like at the early in COVID where I was doing it every 3 or 4 days, probably every single week. And I did that for a couple months, and pretty soon I wasn't getting sore. It was actually becoming easy. Even my heart rate wasn't getting as high during the workout.
Yeah.
Stuff. It's weird how adaptable the body is like that. Like if you just keep repeating the same motion.
Yeah.
But that being said, that's why they say you got to change up your workout all the time too.
Oh yeah. Yep. I usually do it like every 2 weeks. I'll change it up and do stuff differently.
Yeah. I think that's super important. And I think it's good to get a variety of working out too, right? You got to get not just the strength training, but you got to get some cardio in there or some kind of not. Yeah, they say it's good for you.
No cardio.
No cardio. Yeah, well, I know I have known a lot of dudes that are crazy shredded, crazy healthy, and don't do a lick of cardio. But I feel like you got to compensate a little with the diet, maybe. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know. I'm talking out of my ass because I feel like cardio is more about like VO2 max and breathing and oxygenation of your blood and whatnot. So yeah. Yeah, no. So how was the birthday, dude? I know you took a couple of days off and
took some days off from work, and the wifey actually decorated my office. You can see if it's like a whole bunch of stuff in my office.
Oh yeah.
The door thing fell down. She has like a happy birthday thing over here. There's stuff in front of me. So It was funny because she forgot that I took a couple of days off, but she came in here and decorated my office like, like you would if you were in like a regular office, because
Yeah.
that's what my work does. If we have birthdays, we go and we decorate somebody's office. And so since she's technically my coworker, since we work at home, she was in my office and decorating it. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, it was pretty, I mean, COVID birthday. Last year I was able to celebrate my birthday regularly, but
Yeah.
this year is a little different. Casa Bonita's closed, dude.
I didn't even.
First time. This is gonna be the first time in 31 years, unless they open up, anytime soon. But 31 years, dude, that I haven't gone to Casa Bonita for my birthday.
That's unbelievable. Now, why are they still closed? They're closed. Is that a business choice they're making? Because
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know.
Open up now, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I actually hadn't realized they were closed. I almost texted you and just asked like if there was any shot of going to Casa this year or what was happening.
No.
Oh man, 31 years.
Yeah, dude. But we normally don't go out to eat or something. If we do get food out, we usually just do takeout. I'll go pick it up and bring it back home. But we don't eat at the restaurant. But this time we did. We went to Hapa Sushi.
Oh,
and
so good.
Had some sushi, dude. It was kind of refreshing to go out into like the world and eat dinner like around other people. I go to the gym, but still it's a different experience. When you're seeing people sitting down and it's an intimate setting and you're just like, oh man, this is regular life right here. Like
I know
people enjoying each other's company, eating dinner, having fun and catching up and stuff like that. And yeah,
that's what me and my sister were talking about today. It's crazy how much you enjoy those little things now. Like, I was pretty nervous about going back to work. You know what I mean? With being around in a classroom full of students and everything again with COVID and stuff happening. But man, it has felt good. It has felt good to like get up in the morning. Part of the reason I'm exhausted now, I can't sleep into the last minute anymore. But yeah, no, it feels good to be. It feels somewhat normal. Having conversations with people at work and. Seeing my students every day in person, and it's weird how those little things suddenly become really pleasurable. You're just like, man, this is actually just plain old regular life. No frills, no extras, just wonderful, man. It's wonderful. Yeah. Drive to work in the morning, and I don't know. I've been leaving super early in the morning, so that could be part of it. But it seems like the commute's way better. I don't know if there's probably just a lot of people, working from home and stuff.
Yeah, probably has to do a little bit with that.
Yeah. You know me, over prepare. I get there. It's still dark when I get into my classroom in the morning. I'm like, how early can we technically get there? And they're like, you can't get here before 6 a.m. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be there at 6:03.
You're like, I'm gonna need my own set of keys.
Yeah. Well, we do. I actually wear a card around my neck all the time
it
opens the outside door, and then I've got a key to my classroom that gets me into there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, it's been good, man. And I've been back at it for a couple of weeks now. 3 weeks total if you count the week before we went back, because remember I was doing the access testing.
Yep.
So I was in for that. I have been really pleasantly surprised by how well the students they take it serious. I think they're all scared, dude, because like they even have an opportunity. We take them out like when they're outside, they can get further than 6 feet apart and then have a mask break if they want, where they could take the mask off, breathe some fresh air. And almost none of them do it, dude.
Yeah.
And then now I'm seeing lots of students are double masking, so they've got like 2 masks on and stuff like that. So they're actually really, really, really compliant. But it is a little weird because it's hybrid. So about half of our student population is online and about half of them come in. And then not only is half the student population coming in, we're splitting that into 2 cohorts. So either you come in Monday, Tuesdays, or you come in Thursday, Fridays. So it's very bizarre, like, in between like the passing periods last year were just chaos, you know what I mean? Just everywhere and trying to stop people from fighting and, stopping people from hugging and kissing and whatever's happening, just random stuff. And this year it just feels like Walking Dead or something, it's just a couple of students trickling down the hallway. And
you know what I was just thinking about?
What's that?
Like, are like teen pregnancies down because of COVID?
I've thought about that. They gotta be, right? Like, right.
Because you're not interacting at school anymore. You don't have a chance to like, hang out with somebody, after school or anything like that and go to someone's house or anything. Like, all virtual.
Dude, no doubt, man. We often talk about the mental health effects and all that stuff, but yeah, that may be a side benefit there, huh? Not as much teen pregnancy happening, for sure. I've thought about that too. And that being said, there's probably a lot more regular pregnancy happening.
Yeah, like
People
everyone all quarantined at home or like bored. It's like, well, all right.
yeah, what you doing? Nothing, right?
We're about to be doing something.
Yeah, it's been cool. I think I told you before, I've had to really strengthen the bladder, bro. We get 3-minute passing periods.
Yep.
I have pride myself. I got a pretty strong bladder, but I've literally like cut my water drinking down to like a quarter in the mornings, and then even my coffee, I drink it later in the morning so that it doesn't kick in too early, because there's 3 minutes between classes, and then I've got a first period, second period, then a third period, then a fourth period, and then my first break. And so it's if you screw up and drink too much water or coffee, it's brutal. You're just hanging in there, hoping to not have a repeat of third grade for me. I think I've told that on the podcast.
Yeah.
In front of the whole damn class, peed myself, waiting for the teacher to give me permission to go to the bathroom. Please, my God. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying about getting out and being social and stuff. I do really look forward to doing podcasts in person.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be so fun, man. Just like on Friday nights again, hanging out,
Yes, sir.
Maybe a couple people having some brews or whatever, just chilling.
Yeah.
We'll get there. I feel like it's around the corner. That's what me and my sister were talking about today. It's like I think this summer is going to be fairly normal. I think by the time we hit fall next year, we'll be in a good position. Oh, update on the vaccines for the teachers. I don't know if you heard this yesterday. Polis announced it, and I got an email from DPS saying that they have reprioritized teachers now. So we will actually start getting vaccinations on February 8th now.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not the Johnson & Johnson. So
the Johnson & Johnson, the D+ of vaccines.
Yeah, totally.
They got a 66% effective rate. On, like, bro, why do you announce that?
Yeah, no, you haven't won. That's not
just say it's not ready yet. You don't, like, why would you say that? Just like, so it's about 66% effective. Like, okay, guess who's not taking that?
Yeah. I'm a teacher, bro. That's a D, homie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the D of vaccines.
Not okay. Yeah. No, that's funny. Pretty impressive though. The other two, man, 95 or 94% or whatever. That's super impressive. And I think that if people start getting the vaccination, and then, we'll have to stick with the mask, I think, for a little while, and the social distancing. I don't think it's going away super soon. But I think we can start getting into better habits of like having your smaller circle. You know what I mean? We've got a circle of friends where everybody's cool, being cool.
Yeah.
They're doing stupid shit, just running around, whatever, French kitchen strangers.
Unprotected, just putting their mouths wherever they want to.
Yeah. Right. And I'm super careful about touching my face. Like, that's such a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that. I told you that last year was crazy. It was my first year teaching. And me, dude, over the years, like, especially if you go back like 4 or 5 years for me, I was sick all the fucking time. Like, I was just always sick. I always had something.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out what it was. It was probably mostly stress, I guess. Stress and lack of sleep is the most likely culprit.
And also your child strep carrier.
Yeah. Dude, we were looking at the numbers on that. It was so crazy. What did Mai say? He had strep 15 times in like a 12 or 13 month period. It was unbelievable. And then since we quarantined, fucking zero. Not one time. He hasn't had anything. None of the kids. They haven't had shit. No, everybody's been healthy. Like, it's crazy. Kind of makes me nervous though. I overthink too much, but I think about like, we need to build our immunity. We probably catch a cold every once in a while. It's probably good for you. Otherwise, you just get this super weak ass immune system that's not ready for anything. And then we go out into public, and it's like freaking Europeans encountering natives. We all just get destroyed.
Smallpox, and we're all like
smallpox comes out of nowhere again.
So I don't understand what the purpose of the double mask thing is.
Well, here's the thing. I think people are taking Fauci like a bit out of context, maybe. I didn't actually see the whole thing, but I did read the exact quote. And it was like, he said something like, somebody asked him, is it better to double mask? And he said, well, I mean, going with logical reasoning, it makes sense, because the more layers you have, the better, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's 4 layers that it has to get through. And then everybody just kind of ran with it and was like, oh, it's time to double mask, especially with this new strain and it's so
Yeah.
contagious. You got to double mask it up. But I think people are just getting a little bit carried away with it. Honestly, I just don't think, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't care if you want to double mask, go for it. I think it is probably a bit safer just because there's more layers on your face, but I don't know,
Well,
man.
see, like in the what we have, we have the filtered masks.
Yeah.
So, like, the one that I work out with is that big one, and it's a N95 filter in it. So it's like,
Ooh.
the one that's the medical one, and filters out everything, and it says it protects against viruses and stuff like that. So I think I don't need to do the
Yeah, I
double
don't.
mask with those
Two,
ones, dude.
2 questions for you. Where did you get that from?
On
And the
Amazon.
filters? Oh, through
On
Amazon?
Amazon.
Can you send
Yeah.
me a link or a picture or something? I want to try and find that one. I did a
Yeah.
lot of searching for masks. When we use the filter ones too, but I don't think it's the N95. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like some kind of filter that goes in there. It does have a letter and a number, but it's not
It
N95.
probably says, because we also have other ones, it probably says PM 2.5.
Yes, I think that is what it is.
Yeah, that's like 90% effective too. So it's the same thing. It's a carbon filter
Gotcha.
for
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
send me the link though, because I am interested. I was literally thinking about crafting my own because we have some N95 masks, but they're like crazy uncomfortable and like
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a big head or what, but that shit it tugs my ears so far forward, like it gives me a headache. And so I was like, I was thinking about like, what if I just cut out a filter and put that inside my normal
Yeah.
cloth?
Well, they also like, I've seen people being, ingenious with the stuff, and they use like paper clips, and they'll just put a paper clip in the back, and then hook up both the things back there. So just like rest on the back of their head instead of behind the
Oh,
ears. So
yeah,
something as simple as that,
yeah, totally. And they have different kinds. They supply us with them at school. And so
Yeah.
they've got different ones. There's like this really weird one that goes like this. It's like a weird shape, but it sticks out super far, which is kind of
Yeah. Like it's like cone, like, yeah.
Yeah. The other question I wanted to ask you was how is like can people hear you okay with it? Or is it like
yeah.
super muffling?
Well,
Okay.
you know me, I have a voice that carries, so
Yeah, me too. 100%. Okay. Yeah, because that's a big concern for me is that's for sure. Even with my cloth mask, dude, I have to talk so much louder in class. And then
Yeah.
students constantly are like, wait, what? I didn't catch what you said. Say it again. And then it's brutal for me. I feel like an old man. I actually have good hearing, surprisingly, for being a musician all those years. But it's shocking how many times I have to ask students to repeat themselves because I'm like, I can't hear them through them.
Yeah.
They already talk so quiet most of the time when they give out an answer in class or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to know. I'm going to check that out for sure. I'm always on a quest. I'm not a fan of the ones we have, the regular N95s. They tug on the ears too much, but they also like it like pushes my skin on my face back and everything. Like, it just feels like because I'm in that thing all day. Like
Yeah.
I'm in
Yep.
it, from first thing in the morning until late in the evening. And so I want to have something comfortable. The cloth ones are super comfortable. But yeah, I think you're for sure fine, dude. If you've got an N95 filter in there, you're
Yeah.
good. I even think I'm pretty good with the ones I've got too. I
Yeah.
think a couple of the key components are like having the metal thing over the nose, so that
Just to cover everything, yeah, to pinch everything off and keep it close, yeah.
Yeah. I do think about the eyes because I had like goggle glasses. They're like these, but they've got like stuff on the side, that kind of
Yeah.
blocks and I think it helps. And that's always been a concern. Is like, well, what if I'm, too close or something and a droplet gets in my eye? I could potentially catch it. You can catch it through your eye just as much as your ears or your mouth or anything else like that. But it was making me crazy, bro. Like I felt like I was always, and then you're like trying to talk to students and I'm monitoring online and running around all day. And
Yeah.
it was just too much. So I stopped wearing those. So I don't wear anything. I don't wear glasses at all when I'm at work now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got a birthday coming up too. So anything for you planned?
No, probably not. Just taking it easy. Hopefully it's on a Tuesday. So it's like right in the middle of the week this year.
Yeah, mine was on a Thursday. So yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, totally. And it sucks when it's like Monday or Tuesday because it's so far away before it's a Friday again.
Yep.
And now that I'm getting so old, I'm like, well, shit, dude, that'll be like my damn 50th birthday or something by the time it's the weekend.
Well, it's funny because it was like, they were like, "You're gonna take your birthday off?" I was like, "You know what? This year," because usually I just work on it.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take Thursday off." And I was like, "Wait a second, I'm not working Thursday. I'm not working Thursday and coming back Friday."
Oh yeah, what kind of shit is that?
So I was like, "I'm gonna take Friday off too."
Yeah, that's cool, man. When you said that, I was like, "Oh, I'm down with that." That's
well, and so I was just goofing around. The wifey, she got me one of those Oculus 2s, those virtual things.
Ooh.
And so, you know, you can play things. I was like playing Darth Vader and I was like, had lightsaber. And I'm just like, I probably look ridiculous. And I think she took a video and like sent it to my mother-in-law.
Oh, super.
But there's also like, you can play poker. So you can like sit in a room and, you know, at a table and, you know, you're sitting in your regular seat at home and there's people around, you can see them and stuff. And it's pretty funny because just the interactions you get with people are hilarious, dude. And so it's got another social interaction kind of a deal.
Yeah. How is that? I mean, that's stuff we joked about in the future, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like really here. What is that like? Like what is it like interacting with people?
So it's funny because like you know, have your little sticks, or you can use without the little things that you hold. You can do it without it, and it recognizes your hands. You just got to do certain motions for it to do it. But you can sit there and you can like you know lean at the table and you can go like look at your cards and flip them up.
Holy shit.
And check it out and like you know grab chips and throw chips and everything. And then they have like all these other things that you can put on the table, so people are always like buying drinks for the table. And so it's like chink, like here's a drink, here's a drink, here's a drink, and you're just like. And it's funny because like the first time, you know, you're trying to figure out how to open these things. It's a bottle, and you're like, with your virtual hands, you're like, what? How do I?
Dude, watching that from the outside, it's got to be a riot.
Open this thing. It's like, how do you open this thing? And so you're like this, and all of a sudden it's like oh, look cool, and then you're just pretending to drink it, and it's like look.
Oh man, how much time until that shit is really, really real? Like how
Yeah.
is it? Is it pretty damn real?
It's pretty fun, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, to me, it's just like after a while, it's just too much on the eyeballs, you know, because it's like right here,
Oh right, yeah.
you know. So you're just like looking at it, and so after a while, I'm like, okay, I'm done. You know, it's cool to do it every, you know, so often. I'm not on it for like an hour at a time. You know, I'll be on there for like maybe 30 minutes at the most.
I bet you there are those people out there though. I'm sure they're just living in that place.
You just have it plugged into the wall, just like because you know it's you have to charge them and everything, but you can plug it into the wall. I mean,
Oh, that shit would make me nervous, bro. I don't ever want to be directly plugged into a socket, have something attached to my head. That seems like a bad idea.
yeah, but
It was a long time ago. Remember those cell phones exploding? I don't know if you
yeah,
yeah, people who were like they're plugged into their charger in bed, you know, on their phone.
overheating and overcharging. Bam.
Yeah. Isn't it weird how much technology is around us? It's like magic. We never think about all the shit that is happening, like with our texting, with our cell phones, and
Yep.
think back when you were a kid and like trying to imagine being connected to everything at any given time, and it's just unbelievable.
Well, they always joke around, right? They're like, people are always like, all the conspiracy theorists is like the government is making things that track you on and it's like, no, it's for real. Like that phone knows everywhere that I'm at. It knows everything that I'm doing. I mean, what for the COVID stuff, they did contact tracing through cell phones, you know? You're like, damn, dude, like
I know. And that's why I think about it, because I'm like, that's the stuff we know that's going on. Like, what else?
right?
Is going on,
Oh my, okay. So there's this new series on Netflix, I guess it's not new, but it's like spy tech, and it's like gadgets and stuff like that, or like just spy stuff in general. And they go over like, you know, different things that spies use and have done, and, you know, routines or stories. And one of them was like gadgets, and like this one was like a legit like credit card, dude. Like, you know, like it looks like a regular debit credit card with the chip and everything. And they were saying that those chips are capable. Only the government can issue them, but there's credit cards out there that can record sound, that can record GPS locations and stuff like that, and track people and stuff like that as, you know, spy devices and stuff.
Do like normal people have these? And
No. Only
okay.
government. Like they're specially issued through the government. But that's crazy that something that thin, without having to be charged or anything like that, you know, can just exist and record audio and track and everything like that.
Man.
They're also talking like there was ones like back in the day they had like the same kind of technology, but it was more robust. And when I mean robust, not that robust. They put them in the heels of people's shoes. And so like it was a recording device, and you can record conversations and this and that through the heels of the shoe and like hear them pretty good.
I feel like I've seen that in a movie or something.
Yeah,
That
dude.
sounds
It's
familiar.
it's like I was like, geez, dude, all the stuff that they have is ridiculous. Like how they assassinated people, like these like I don't know what is it called? It wasn't plutonium, but it was like a radioactive pellet. So like it was like a regular what is it umbrella, and at the end of the umbrella had a little syringe tip, and you can like walk by somebody and like boop and like poke them, and it would poke
Whoa.
them and inject a little teeny tiny like bead into them, and this little teeny tiny bead had a thing of like not, I guess not like plutonium, but like something like that where it was radioactive, and it like got into their bloodstream and killed them.
Whoa.
It made that person and the people around them radioactive because it put that much. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
So it was like there was that stuff. Like what else? There was this one thing too where cyanide capsules, because cyanide is super deadly, like instant deadly. And when they do autopsies, by the time the cyanide is like gone and dissolved, by the time they do an autopsy, so it just looks like they died of like cardiac arrest.
Yeah, like the closest thing we knew to that was like the Perfect Crime shit. Like, remember we used to talk
Yeah.
about Perfect Crime was
Yeah.
an icicle because
Yeah.
it would melt and there's no evidence.
But they they crafted this thing where they like would fold it up inside of a newspaper, and like back in the day someone was just walking around with their trench coat and their briefcase and their newspaper, and just walk by somebody and just like squeeze the paper, and inside was like a little gun with a cyanide capsule that was like that it sprayed out and just like would contact, and if cyanide gets on you too, like on your pores and stuff, it can seep into your body and you can die, dude.
Damn, I
Almost-
didn't realize cyanide was like that bad. That's
like
crazy. You don't even want to come
instant,
in
dude.
contact
Yeah.
with it. Wow, dude, that is insane. There's conspiracy theory that something like that happened to Bob Marley. But
Yeah.
it wasn't, obviously it wasn't something like that because it wasn't super fast acting. But like
Yeah.
when he went to like when he was getting his first treatment on his foot or something, people say that they injected something into him that caused him to like cause the cancer to spread through like every single organ in his body and all that shit.
Yeah.
And as much, I'm not really a big conspiracy theory guy, but damn, I mean, there would be a lot of reasons. There would be a lot of people interested in removing Bob Marley from the world when he was doing this thing, bringing political parties together and whatnot. Damn, that shit is wild. I'm gonna check that out. Spy Tech on Netflix.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what it's called. I think that's what it's called, Spy Tech.
Those things both fascinate me and terrify me at the same time.
Now I have to see.
Yeah, check it out and get the name.
Tablet right here. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, it's unbelievable the technology we have, and to me, like that's the stuff we know about. Like, what else is there that's being tested, or like how you put it with the Johnson & Johnson? It's not ready to roll yet, or whatever. But there's like crazy shit in the works. Yeah, I think about stuff like that all the time. And then you know what I tried out? I've got DuckDuckGo. I only heard about it from Rogan. I heard him talking about that all the time. Have you ever tried that? You know what that is?
No, I haven't tried it. No.
It's an app instead of Google.
Okay.
But it's like it's really weird because it doesn't track anything, and it blocks any outside companies, anything that might be through your phone. It blocks everything from seeing what you're looking at, basically.
Oh, wow.
So you're not getting customized ads. The thing that bugs me about Google is that's why I try to stay logged out of it at least. But I'm not really sure how much. It'd be nice to find an expert on this kind of stuff, like the algorithms they run and everything. Because what I hate is that like two people can Google the same thing and get different results based on searching, based on what like their phone is sort of automatically logged about them and their personality. So I downloaded DuckDuckGo. It seems legit, but it's hard to tell, dude. Like you really don't know. Like it constantly tells me it's like, Google just tried to track you on this website, and somebody else tried to track you on this website. This advertiser tried to, and I'm like, is this real? If that shit's real, that's crazy. But yeah, it's interesting that it is becoming weird now how big these social media and internet platforms have become. Like the fact that Google owns YouTube, and you've got Facebook and Twitter and all these things, but there's not really a lot of competition. It's only a couple of companies that own all that shit. And it wasn't something that's protected by law because we didn't see this coming, 50, 100 years ago. And so now we have all these situations where they have massive power, dude. and then there's no protections. There's nothing in place to like stop them from just abusing the shit out of their power, doing whatever they want. Twitter just blocks whoever they want to block, you know, if they don't like
Yep.
what they're saying.
Facebook too. Yeah.
Yeah, and no transparency. Like nobody really knows what's going on behind the scenes with those.
Or even just like taking apps offline, you know, and be like, okay, that app's not available at our store anymore.
Yep.
Good luck trying to get it. You have to go to their website to get it.
Totally, dude. Totally. Or even the weirdness. I was telling you about the podcast, about our podcast, how like years ago you had to, if you wanted to be on a podcast app,
we had to submit everything. Yeah.
You have to like apply, go through a whole application process. Usually takes a couple of weeks to get approved. And now Spotify, and as far as I know, just Spotify and Apple are the only two that you still kind of go through that process. But everything else out there, dude, because I have fellow teachers, so I just ask around, like, what do you guys listen to? Like, what podcast apps do you listen to? And so I get these random things, and then I even Googled like what were the top podcasts in last year or whatever. And now the common practice is all of those apps, they just grab RSS feeds from the internet at random. And so you can, if you just have an RSS feed, if you just put a podcast out like we do through Squarespace or whatever, then it just gets picked up. Like I was shocked, bro, when I found out like how many different apps we're on. I'm like, I never signed up for any of these. Like we're on everything, dude. And it's kind of crazy. And I told you it was weird too. I have the Tony Dollar podcast. I did 3 episodes back in 2018 and haven't done anything since, but it's on like all the apps. I'm like, oh my God, this podcast is just out there. And you don't realize it. But all kinds of creepy shit like that's happening on the internet where everything's just sort of being tracked. And I mean, we're putting ourselves out there with an RSS feed, so that's a little bit different. But clearly, we've all had that experience of we're having a conversation about some product we're interested in. You get on your computer and bam, there it is. The first thing you see, and you're like, what the hell?
Yep.
We're for sure being tracked. And I think I was more naive a couple years ago because I was more like, yeah, it's happening, but I think it's more just commercial interest, right? It's just these algorithms runs, they can sell you shit and really customize your marketing. But you know, with time, as time goes by and you've got only a couple of companies controlling all this stuff, people start getting greedy and they start doing behind the, closed door deals, and just people's information has become, we're really the product, like when it comes to social media, that we are the product, our information, and that's why when you see all those ads and stuff, they're targeted right at you and the stuff you're interested in, the shit you talk about with your friends, all that stuff. I find it bizarre. The other thing to think about is all the kids now, right? All these kids are on stuff. They're on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and they put these warnings. Oh, you have to be 18 years of age, and then they do nothing to check or stop. Put a fake birthday in there, no problem. And they have, with all the technology they have and all the shit they can do, you think they couldn't put better blocks on, a 9-year-old getting on Twitter or whatever, but it's perfectly easy to do. And it's hard to stop your kids too if they have technology, right?
Right.
Because it's very easy to just create another account. All you got to do is create an email, which is super easy to do. If you're listening out there, kids, don't listen.
We're not telling you how to get around your parents.
In fact, turn this podcast off right now. This is not for you.
It's 18 and up. It's 18 and up only.
Grown up talk. Yeah, I almost said it that way on our YouTube because we've been putting the videos on YouTube. So now all our episodes are also on YouTube, and there's a video version on our website as well. But they had an option on there to like limit your audience to 18 and older. So I was like, oh, that's good. That'd be good for us, because the stuff we talk about or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I did it, it's like, it doesn't come up anywhere. Like it blocks the shit out of it, bro. So I ended up taking it off. I'm like, well, I don't think
we're technically PG-13.
Yeah. Yeah, I know nowadays, right? There's no nudity, so that's
dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, speaking about PG-13, so that the Pinocchio, like it was in the movie theaters, like the live action thing.
Yep,
bro. Tira like got us tickets, and so we went to the movie theater, and there was like 3 families at the movie theater when we went. So they're like super social distance there. Like we were in a row by ourselves, and like 2 rows down there was another family, and then like a row down there was another family. So like it was like nobody in your row. But anyway, so we went to this movie. We went to the Pinocchio, and I knew nothing about it. Tira was like, oh, no, I've seen some previews for it. She goes, it looks good. And she goes, the animation and the CGI looks pretty cool. And I was like, okay, sweet. Well, I'll go. I haven't heard about it. So we went, and then all of a sudden, like just watching it, you're like, this is weird. Like, why is this kind of dark? I was
Uh-oh.
like, it was like, dark, and like Jiminy Cricket was like a humanoid cricket, like a little person humanoid cricket. And it
Whoa.
was creepy looking. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then it kept on going through and just like different things. Like they stuffed him full of coins, like force fed him like coins and stuffed him full of coins, Pinocchio. Then they're kidnapping him and like snatching him up and stuff. And the part we left the movie theater, Dollar, because one particular scene, somebody steals him because they want these two guys steal him, and they look like KKK members, bro. They're all like in white hooded things and everything like
What?
that, and they're all covered, and they're like it's an Italian movie, by the way, so it's in English, but it's Italian accents and everything, and so they're like, okay, we'll get these coins out of you one way or another. We just need to, we'll need to, kill him first, and then we can take the coins out of his belly.
Oh, shit.
The next scene, Dollar, I was not prepared for. I was like, what are they doing? Is they're like, why is he still alive? And they're all just like sitting there, and they're like leaned up against a tree. I was like, oh no. I was like, if this kid is being hung right now and they're about to show it, we gotta leave, dude. And so, sure enough, they cut to fucking Pinocchio, and he has a noose around his neck, and he's hanging from the tree, and he's like, "My papa will find me. My papa will find me." And they're like, "Why is he not?" They're like, "Why is he not dead?" And in the middle of the theater, Callie is with us, dude, 7 years old, and I said loud, I was like, "What the fuck?" Out loud, and
Oh.
Tierra was like, "We gotta leave. We gotta go." So we just got up and left, and another family got up and left too.
And what's the rate?
During
This is a PG-13 movie?
Yeah, dude.
What? How bizarre. I was trying to Google some of the images. I couldn't find images of those dudes with the white things, but like to have them look like KKK and then they're literally hanging people. What
Yeah, let me see if I can find something
indeed.
to be like.
Oh my God, bro. That's so crazy. There's no doubt the rating system has changed a lot. Like as far as what is considered what. I mean, good Lord, to get a PG-13 back in the day, it had to be pretty straight and narrow. Whereas I feel like now there's so much shit, and now like, dude, that's the other thing
Yeah.
too.
I'll
I'm
do it
not
real
as
quick. Here, I'll share the screen really quick.
yeah, go for it. I got to see this. This is crazy. Um, God, I wonder what's up with that. Like, why did
Look
they
at that,
have
dude. See?
what the fuck? And that's not a real person, right? Or that's like that's animation. I mean, like
No, it's like they kind of
like a
make up and
mix.
stuff like that. But dude, I was like, oh my god, dude.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
it was
God, and you're there with Callie? What
dude,
the
it was
hell?
brutal. I was like, oh
Oh,
my god, what are we watching? It's like his fucking
oh,
child being hung. I was like, come on, dude.
that is awful, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
So you left. So you're like, we're out. We gotta
yeah, we're
go.
done. We're done.
Yeah,
Italian Pinocchio was, and then I was still in tears. I was like, dude, I was like, did you not look at the reviews before you like went to this movie? He was like, because that's what I do. And anything like if it's a restaurant, stuff like that, I always look at like reviews before I go there. Kind of set the expectations and everything, and even movies. Like, okay, what's the movie say? And I'll go watch it. And I was looking at the reviews of this movie, and some people were praising it, like, oh, it's a darker adaptation of the Pinocchio, like the Grimm stories, because that's where they come from.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and then another one was like, we thought this was a children's movie, and we took our, kids to it, and we walked out during the hanging scene. I was like, oh my god, dude, like,
Oh man. So other people had had the same experience, I'm sure.
yeah, yeah,
That reminds me of that time we went. I can't even remember what movie it was. We went to see. Nor can I remember what the preview was, but it was like a cartoon, but it was for sure for grown-ups that had like all these hidden meanings. It was like, what was that movie? It was like an animated movie, but it had all these sexual innuendos throughout the whole thing, like really bad. And they were foods. There was like hot dogs. You know what I mean? It was like, it was crazy. And I remember they're all a whole bunch of parents got really bent out of shape because, right, you're there to see. I can't remember what movie we were there to see, but it was like a legit kids movie. And
yeah,
then this one preview pops up of this animated, and everybody's just like, "What the fuck? Like, why are you showing this? We're sitting here with kids." But I can't imagine the actual movie. Yeah, that's smart of you to always look at reviews. That's one of the benefits of living in 2021, dude.
Yeah,
You
dude.
can just look up anything and just see what other people have experienced before you just jump into it.
So I just Googled like assassins and stuff like that for the thing. And they actually show like in the old like grim things. Look at this. They show like
Is that like the historically what they actually looked like? Was the KKK dudes or something?
so look at that. They showed that on the
Oh shit, that is creepy as fuck.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Wow, and I had only heard of it. I literally haven't seen previews, anything. I've heard people talking about it and saying it was different. I've heard that it's got a little bit more of a
Woof.
yeah, heavy duty. Thanks for the warning. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't be watching that. That's super creepy. No thanks. Man, weird how movies have changed like that. You can get away with a lot more. When we were kids,
Oh, yeah.
PG-13, like I said, it was pretty straight and narrow, dude. You
Yeah.
had to be by the book, you could only have a couple of swear words in there, if any.
Yeah.
Now, dude, now dangalang's everywhere, bro. Like I feel like that's become the thing. Like it doesn't even matter the rating. Like
My favorite story is still the Hall Pass movie at your house.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll never forget that. I was upstairs studying or something. I think I was working on a history paper. Yeah, that's right. It was a history paper way back in the day. And then yeah, all of a sudden I just hear total fucking chaos downstairs. I'm like, come running down, like, what happened? And the girls, like, they were watching Hall Pass in that part where the
hot tub part.
Yeah, I'll know what part we're talking about. And then I guess all my girls, they just kind of like drop their stuff and everybody's standing there staring at the screen with their mouth agape, like, like, oh God, no. Fuck. And then Marky Mark was there. He was the one who was watching the movie. Him and Jaden
Of course.
were watching the movie. Yeah.
Of course.
And then, of course, Myra's screaming. She's like, get the remote. Where's the remote? Nobody can find the damn remote. I'm just like, what is happening down there? It's like, oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's become very normal. I mean, I'm not a fan of that shit. Obviously, for my kids to accidentally see stuff like that when they were so little at the time, they had no idea what was happening. Like, what's going on? But better that than like the brutality and the murder and the fucking heads off and all this stuff. People like Pinocchio hanging from a tree like that. Like, what the hell? And you said it's literally rated PG-13. Is that what?
Yeah.
Good Lord, Pinocchio rating. Yeah. I wonder. I feel like who runs those rating systems? Do you have any idea?
The Motion Picture Academy.
So it's the same people making the movies.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And is there any outside, like FCC have anything to do with that? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to look at it right now. See, Motion Picture Content Rating System so it's an organization designated to classify films based on their suitability for audiences. Okay, first of all, that's a crazy phrase. Suitability for audience, like according to who? Like people have different values and different beliefs. Yeah, censorship, movie theaters, da da da. Oh yeah, it's gotten way. Oh, okay. So this company actually works in a whole bunch of different nations, and it's actually different for each nation. Oh my God, Philippines cracks me up. You got to see this here. Let me share my screen really fast.
Their ratings are lax over there.
No, the opposite. It's like, so you can kind of see if you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can kind of see like the different ratings. Obviously yellow, is like PG and stuff. But I was cracking up when I got down to the Philippines down here. Whoops, I passed it right here. Look at G. G is like vast majority of everything. Actually, I don't know. Am I reading this right? Maybe it is more lax. Let's see. So okay, white, no restrictions, suitable for all ages.
Yeah, the age is up top. So 12.
Yeah. Okay, so it actually is more lax, right? Oh no, because you can only watch G to a much older age before you can even watch. What is R13? There's like new ratings for sure, right?
Well, no, those are all for them.
Oh yeah. Let's find
see. They're all different things.
Okay, so here's the US. Oh, we're pretty similar to Philippines actually.
It's PG.
And then R. Yeah, see, I feel like this PG-13 right here has gotten way bigger. Look how little the R is. It's so crazy. Yeah, bizarre. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. I feel like I kind of want to look into that a little bit more and just see like what the hell's going on with the rating system. Like no one's controlling it, which isn't, I don't think it's that bad or anything, but it does feel like anytime there's something like that where there's no outside organization regulating anything, it's just arbitrary, It's like, It's whatever they decide. We're making the movies and we're deciding who can watch them. We'll decide what's suitable for kids, and like that's kind of weird. That's why you're smart, dude. Look ahead, see what other people's reactions were.
Yeah,
That's the
dude.
best way to gauge it.
Yeah.
Did you watch the UFC? This was it last weekend or weekend before? I
Yeah.
think it was last weekend.
Poirier and
Yeah,
McGregor.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, first TKO of his life, dude.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
I
crazy.
called it too. And to Tierra, I was like, we're watching. I was like, watch. I was like, Connor's gonna get knocked out, dude. I was like, he's not expecting he's gonna get knocked out. And then sure enough, it's like boom. And I was telling him that to Fran too. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, you called it. I was like, I told you. He's not expecting it. It's like Poirier's a better fighter than he was.
Oh, for sure, dude. Poirier, everyone's talking about Conor. Obviously, I love Conor too, but no doubt that guy has really evolved and progressed in his career. No doubt he is one of the best right now,
Yeah.
for sure. I guess arguably he's the best now, right? Like Conor was number 4. However much, same idea as the movies, like their rankings. I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't, and again, it's just based on Dana White and his popularity contest.
He's like, I own everything. I decide who
Yeah.
fights. I decide what the rankings look like. Like it's all.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like, and the other thing too is as Connor's like progressing on, dude, he's becoming more humble. Have you ever seen? Did you see like the pressers and stuff like that, the
Yeah,
weigh-ins and everything?
for sure.
He's like shaking hands. He's like, all right, congrats, let's do this, let's do it. And like they get up and like square off and everything, and just like, damn, dude, okay, like.
Yeah.
And he, like after the fight too, he's saying, I'm gonna check out some of that hot sauce and this and that. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he donated $500,000 to that.
yeah,
By the way, Poirier is a fucking awesome dude. Like,
yeah,
all that fundraising and the organization he created. But then McGregor like donated to it, and then I don't know if you saw the little clip after the fight where Poirier's wife came in and greeted Conor McGregor and said, "Good fight." But as far as the technicality of the fight, dude, he had not faced a lefty like that was just going to attack the shit out of his calf. Because to me, that's why he lost the fight. He lost that fight because
he went out in crutches.
Bro, he's like after each UFC they like come out with a list of injuries, and then certain people are banned for a certain amount of time just until they can show that whatever injury it is that they got fully healed. And he's out for like 6 months or something, Conor McGregor, because of his leg. His leg was jacked. He was hobbling for way out.
Yeah, dude.
Fully dressed, still out of the dressing room hobbling. But yeah, dude. So he's not used to having to deal with that because as a left-handed dude, he doesn't face that very often. But he was facing another lefty who, what a great strategy! He just kicked the shit out of that calf in the beginning,
dude.
Yeah, and Conor is all footwork, bro. Like that's his number one thing. The way he moves. If you take his ability to move, like right there at the end when he got finished, where you're watching him, he's trying to get
go anywhere.
Punches, but he couldn't. It was like he was glued to the ground.
Yeah. Well, he didn't want to put the weight on his leg, dude. So he kept on leaning back, and when you're leaning back, you're kind of. And then when he hit the fence, and that's when it was over. And then
that's how Poirier finishes people. He gets you up against the fence, and he just unleashes just punch after punch after punch. Yeah, pretty crazy. And it's interesting to watch how Conor. So many things, dude. Like one is he did have a good point when he said ring rust, right? Because he's been out for a while. He hasn't fought.
A year.
Yeah, but before that, there was also a long break. So he's fought like once in like 2 years. And so there's something real about that. Like you're not, like he said, as he put it, he wasn't cozy in there. If you're in time fighting, you're going to be a lot more cozy. So there's that. 2, the other thing is like I always enjoyed watching Conor on the come up, right? Like when he was coming from nothing, when he was living in poverty in Ireland and like had jack shit and he had every reason to want to succeed. He's like one of those great inspirational stories of people just making shit happen in their life with dedication and discipline and whatnot. But you got to think, you get to a certain point where we've got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. There's not that same. It's not that same drive. He's more like, I think he has fun. I think he enjoys it, but he's not as hungry. Cause I think that's where a lot of that like shit talking stuff before came from, was like, just that absolute hunger to dominate and to that desire to win no matter what. I like the new Conor too. I think I like seeing, him being humble and respectful of everybody. But that being said, does he have the same fire? Is he still really the best? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Clearly you've got Khabib, who's supposedly not fighting. Everyone says he'll come back for a 30th victory.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, just the humbling, like you're saying, of Conor. Like what I remember when he bought that big old yacht for his dad, and he had a 188 on it, and the 188 represented his welfare that he got weekly.
Yeah.
And so it was a reminder to him, that's where he came from, on welfare, coming up and fighting and everything. And now he's at where he's at.
Yeah. And I know some people kind of always hated him when he was on the come up and everything because of all the shit talking he did, the crazy antics.
Oh, that
throwing
was me
chair
too.
through.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, God damn, he's just always talking shit and this and that. And then when you just started throwing hands, you're like, damn, okay, he's pretty good. I was like, respect.
Yeah.
I was like, pretty, he's real good, but man, this guy's cocky as shit.
Yeah, it could be a real ass. And then like when he hit the old man and stuff, a lot of people, were
Yeah.
turned off by all
And
that
then
shit.
attacking the bus.
Yeah, that was a big one, right? Was that Rose Namajunas? I just jacked her name.
Well, it's
Wasn't
Khabib bus, but all of them were in it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, wasn't she the one that got hurt? I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was her, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. It was a female fighter. I do remember that. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff was nuts, and he definitely made a lot of crazy asshole moves like that throughout his career. But yeah, I like the new Connor better. I think I like where he's at as far as a human being goes.
Yeah.
But is he as exciting? I don't know. We'll see. I think if he gets warmed back up, he's not that old. Was he 33 or something like that?
Yeah.
Still pretty young.
Yeah.
And UFC, you that's not that old. It's not over for sure at 33. So we'll see. And Poirier said he wants to do it again. They'll run it back and do another fight. That'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
What do you think of?
Because he keeps on saying they're 1-1. So
yeah. What a respectful dude. Good Lord. Dustin Poirier, man. I haven't followed him a ton through his career. I know he's a really great fighter now. Clearly, I mean, he has evolved. Like that dude is amazing, which kind of sucks because that's what happens when you beat somebody like Connor. Is everybody talks about Connor losing and what happened to Connor and where's Connor, but it's like, what about this dude, bro? Like, what an evolution. He's been fighting just as long. When they first fought, it was like 2014 or something like that.
Yep.
And he's come a long way. His game was incredible, incredible to watch. I was going to ask you, what do you think of this Ben Askren versus Jake Paul? Do you know about this?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, like a boxing match.
Yeah, boxing match. This Jake Paul fucking irritates me at this point, and I've been somebody who
both the Paul brothers irritate me.
Yeah, his brother irritates me less. Still irritates me. I'm with you, but a little bit less. He's got a little more maturity, a little more respect in general. The way he talks to people is a little more decent.
Yeah.
But no, Jake Paul, dude, he rubs me the wrong way. I've been defending the guy because I've been really talking about how Mike Tyson gave him a shout out and was like, say what you will about these guys. They're really bringing boxing to the forefront again, and they're helping the sport, whether or not. But he also said, his brother.
That's not boxing.
Yeah, it's not. But I think Tyson has a point because boxing was certainly, I don't know if you could say it was dying, but it was as close to dying as it gets without dying. And I just feel like there was a lot wrong with boxing. A lot of the judging of fights, and corruption and bullshit was like really creeping in there. And then I mean, so as far as that goes, like, I feel like I see Tyson's point. But I also see the critics' point of like, you're degrading the sport by letting these amateurs get these gigantic fights based on having YouTube followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the truth is it does bring eyes to it, and it brings eyes to the fight. And then I feel like Jake Paul I was defending him because he has more skills than originally I was thinking, when I saw him, like, okay, this guy actually is making an effort here. He's putting stuff aside. He's trying to be a boxer. But what pissed me off was, did you see his reaction when Connor got knocked out?
Yeah. He offered him
like,
10,000.
Yeah. He's like, I had 40 mil for you. I got 10,000 cash. And he's just talking all this mad shit. And like, shut up, bro. So I feel like he's really, in the same way as Mayweather, he's smart at picking fights.
Yeah.
He's picking these fights that look really, really challenging, but they're really not that challenging. Like Nate Robinson, NBA player, super athletic dude.
Never had a boxing match. Yeah.
Never had a boxing match. Right. And now he's going after Ben Askren. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen in that fight, because Ben Askren is definitely not known for his striking. He's been straight up
wrestler
his whole MMA career.
Yep.
And his take on it is, bro, but I'm an elite athlete and I'm going to school the fuck out of you. I'm going to show you what's up. And I really hope he does. I hope he beats the shit out of him. I hope somebody hands his ass to Jake Paul so he'll just shut the hell up and get.
Well, Mayweather fights the other one too, right? On like the 8th or something like that.
Yeah, his brother Logan Paul, right?
Logan Paul, yeah.
Mayweather. That to me is not even going to be close. Like, I feel like Mayweather's just going to completely dominate him, despite the size difference. There's a huge size difference there.
Yeah.
But that's part of the problem. Do you know what weight they're fighting at? I don't even know.
No.
I'm sure whatever Mayweather wants is what they're
Yeah.
and that guy's like 6'2" or some shit. He's gonna be just gaunt, just a fucking skeleton getting into the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I was curious what your take on that was. Those guys irritate me now. I'm at a point where I see what Mike Tyson's saying, but at the same time, it'll be interesting because let's just say that Jake Paul gets some kind of spectacular knockout and actually knocks out Ben Askren.
Mm.
By the way, he's training with what's his damn name? Masvidal. Did you see that? Yeah. And he was like showing him. It was so hilarious. I saw some clip of him like showing him because Masvidal had that like the fastest recorded UFC knockout when he knocked out Ben Askren with the flying knee. And so he was like showing him the footwork, and then but they were, instead of a knee, they were turning it into a punch. And so that he was like copying the footwork, and it just looks silly, dude, with his bleach blonde hair flopping around and acting like he's some kind of professional fighter. Like, dude, you're a YouTuber. Come on, man. Like, I mean, he probably kicked my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I have no boxing training whatsoever. But I'm also not calling people out that have been doing this their whole life and trying to. Yeah, it's hilarious. And I feel like so, but what happens to me will determine what's going to happen moving forward. So if he gets there and he successfully like gets some spectacular knockout on Ben Askren, it kind of sucks because he's going to get another big fighter. He's picking them smart. He's like picking UFC fighters. He's picking guys who don't do this, but are known and are athletic. And so it looks like a challenge, but then he can get in there and he can look amazing. But if you put him in there against a legitimate boxer, he would just get crushed, no doubt.
Yeah.
So agreed. We'll see what happens.
Actually, at the gym, there was this cat that came in, and I recognized him at first, even though with the mask on. He came in, and I was like, I saw his ears, and they're all cauliflowered up. I was like looking at him. I was like, the top half. I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And then he left, and then he came back the next day, and I was like, this guy looks really familiar. And I was like, I think he's a UFC fighter. And so he came in, he checked in again, and then he left, and I was like, let me look this up, and I looked him up, and his name is Dustin Ortiz, and he was a UFC fighter for a while, and he has the fastest knockout in flyweight history, which was 15 seconds. And so it was kind of cool because I was like talking to him, I was like, dang, I was like, what do you? I was like, he hasn't fought for like almost 2 years, I think, something like that. But he in the UFC, but he's like fought other places, and I was like, are you looking to get back? He goes, yeah. He's like, UFC's telling me that I got to get 2 fights under my belt to win, and then I can come back on a contract for them. I was like, oh, dang, cool. And so I was like, let me get a picture when you're done with your workout, man. And so I left before he left too. So.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I was just looking him up. I mean, he looks vaguely familiar. I may have seen him fight before, but he's legit for sure. He's a little dude, right? Like 5'5".
Yeah.
Looks like he was originally out of Franklin, Tennessee. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, but he was in California, and everything was shut down in California as far as gyms and everything. And so he came out here, and he's been fighting. And what's his name? Skagen. He's been training with him out here at the Easton Gym and with the Elevation Fight Team and all that stuff too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I know Elevation for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, man. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
Pretty neat to have a dude like that training in your gym. And it's always cool too. I've always felt that way about JD as well. JD Hardwick. It's neat knowing those guys. When they're still kind of like people don't really know who they are. You hear about these little inside deals with the UFC where they're like talking about, get this win, get this going on, and hey, what's up? Looks like we've got a Couch Guy in the comments there on the Facebook.
Oh, look at him. He said, hi-oh.
What's up, Couch Guy? We got to get you back on, brother.
We're just talking about you and submitting to Dollar's Children.
Yeah. Hall Pass. I don't know if you remember that, Couch Guy. We were talking about how the Hall Pass movie, when we were back at the old house, and how I was upstairs working on a history paper, and then the famous scene right there where was it Owen Wilson gets like getting offered help out of the hot tub by the dude, and then my girls are standing there.
Hangs are just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. Indeed. Oh, good Lord. But yeah, buddy, let's have you on again, man. It's Zoom, so if you got Zoom capacity, you could join us for sure at any point in the future. Forgot what I was going to say there. What were we talking about right before that, Pierce?
The UFC stuff.
UFC. Oh, Michael Chandler. Did you see that? Dan Hooker getting TKO'd as well.
Yep.
Boy, might be a new lightweight in town, huh?
Yeah,
And he,
dude.
and he called everybody out. He called out
He
Conor
did.
before the McGregor fight. He called
Yep.
out Conor. He called out Poirier. Called out several different people. But what an impressive win. And that's not hard. That's not easy to do to Dan Hooker. Bad. That guy, that's a bad man. But he just got his ass handed to him.
Yeah,
And
he did.
it's crazy how small Chandler is. It's like that short, stocky little dude with just explosive speed and power. So it'd be fun to watch him too. I don't know, how old is that guy? How old is Chandler?
I don't know.
I don't have his age here.
Mark was laughing, said, "Yeah, the one with the big dong."
Yeah. Come right out and say it. That's exactly what we're talking about. So he's 34. So Michael Chandler's 34. So again, not that old for UFC. But he dominated. He's had the belt a couple of times for Bellator.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how he stacks up. Obviously, just ran right over Hooker. I mean, that was kind of crazy to see. He was clearly disappointed afterward.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing too. Like, that's what Hooker was mad about too. Remember, he was saying that he's gonna he wanted to knock out Dana White's new prospect because he automatically like got like a high ranking just because of, you know, who he was at Bellator and all that stuff. And Hooker wanted to knock him out and put Dana White's boy to shame.
Yeah. No, that didn't work out. That did not go according to plan. Yeah, I think that's part of what we all love about UFC, right? It's just unpredictable. Because you get that in boxing and you get that in other sports, but nothing like UFC because there's such a wide variety of skills that these guys have as they're going against each other. And you just don't ever know what's going to happen. And matchups make fights. So just because guy A beats guy B, then you know what I'm trying to say. I can't communicate that very well, but you can have somebody who just beats the shit out of somebody, and then that guy who got his ass kicked by that guy goes and whoops up on somebody who beat the other guy, and you're like, oh, it's just weird. It's just how they match up. But I think for any lefty that Conor faces in the future, that's a real problem, man. That front leg, he was super heavy on that leg.
Yeah, exposed.
And then once you take that movement away from Conor, it was over. And he actually did. At first I was arguing with people, not arguing, but I kind of disagreed. I was like, it's a good thing they stopped the fight. I agree with the stoppage, but it wasn't like he was like knocked silly. But as I rewatched like the end of that fight, and then you see him afterward, he did look a little out of it.
He couldn't stand. He was trying to stand back up, and he was like wobbly, and they were like, "No, sit back down, dude." So
you're with that, right? So he's kind of dizzy and stuff, and you combine that with the leg being totally jacked up. But what we're all overlooking here too, again, is that, man, Poirier, he packs a punch, dude. And that's how anytime he finishes somebody, that's what he does. He gets them back up against the fence. They're sort of stuck there, and then he just unleashes. And there's not a whole lot you can do there. So yeah.
And his hot sauce is good too.
Yeah.
Because I have that hot sauce subscription, and it's through Heatonist, and they sent me that like a month or two ago, and so I've already had it, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
Louisiana style hot sauce.
Yeah, I was trying to look up what his foundation is too. What is the Good Fight Foundation? Let's check this out. What is it all about? Okay, the Good Fight, registered 501k. It's a nonprofit. He started it with his wife. Saw an opportunity to turn memorabilia into new memories by auctioning off pieces from Dustin's storied UFC career. Oh, that's fucking cool, man. The money raised benefited the hometown of Louisiana, helped underserved communities from food insecurity to healthcare and environmental disaster relief. Good guy. Gotta love stuff like that, dude.
Yep.
And we're talking a lot about Conor, his newly found being a good dude.
Yeah.
But this guy, Poirier, as far as I can tell, he's sort of always been like that. He's always been, a good guy.
He said, Mark was asking, who do you think are better fighters based on different arenas, one championship, UFC, etc.?
Different arenas? What does he mean exactly?
I mean, just different outfits, different organizations.
Oh, like the best organizations?
Yeah.
For MMA, I would say UFC for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure. And it's just like anything. They just got the money, It's like comparing the NBA to some league that we started up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even close. Bellator surprisingly gives them a good run for their money. And I think part of that though is also that if you're a good fighter in the UFC and things aren't going your way, that's the place you go. And so
Yeah.
they do end up with a lot of pre-UFC fighters and a lot of ex-UFC fighters.
Yeah.
But no, I think if you're talking MMA for sure, UFC is the undisputed best. The
Yeah.
champ.
And if you watch like these people that have been around for a while, like people like Alistar Overeem and stuff, like
Yeah.
you can see like they started in places like Pride Fighting, or in Glory, where they were doing kickboxing and MMA overseas and stuff like that. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking up a couple right now. Like Chuck Liddell. Yep, absolutely, man. He was a great fighter. Him coming back against Tito, that whole thing was kind of sad,
No,
right?
his
That was
brains were already scrambled before he came back. So-
yeah. I was gonna look up ex Bellator in the UFC because I really feel like Chandler's gonna do something for sure. Oh yeah, Romero.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. He's going the other way. He went the other way though. Yeah, what was up with all those cuts? Do you know? They cut a lot of people recently. Um, do you know? Did you hear anything about why that
No,
was? It was like all of a
no.
sudden a bunch of really. They cut Spider Silva, which I mean he was getting pretty old.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't know.
yeah, hard to say. Oh, I just
I know.
realized I got my full damn name on here.
Well,
Um,
shoot. Next weekend is Super Bowl time.
Yeah, man, it is. It is Super Bowl time. I got confused and thought it was this Sunday for a little bit. I was like scrambling, trying to get all my homework and stuff done. I'm like, oh no, I got time. I can procrastinate a little bit more. Yeah,
Yeah.
who do you got? So it's like the old quarterback versus the new quarterback, man. What you
I don't like Kansas City
you don't like Kansas City? Yeah, okay.
because of the players. I don't like Tyreek Hill
Okay.
because he should have been suspended. I don't like Travis Kelce because he's Travis Kelce. He's cocky and I don't know. I don't like Sorensen, and Sorensen's freaking a dirty player.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? There's Tyron Matthew. I don't like him either because he's a cocky ass too.
Yeah,
But
man, you don't like any of them.
no, I don't like Kansas City.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I for many years, I got to be honest. Let's see. What is he saying here in the chat?
Brady has all the weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about a smart fucking guy. We're talking about how smart Mayweather is picking fights. Brady picking teams last year. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, did he go to the right place?
The thing with Brady is that the only thing that I'm concerned about is that you cannot throw 3 interceptions to Kansas City and not expect them to score. If you throw 3 interceptions in Kansas City, they're gonna score. So
Yeah.
Tom Brady has to be Tom Terrific in the Super Bowl and not throw any picks or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that was sort of the story of that game, right?
Yeah, because he still threw
turnovers.
3 interceptions and they still won.
Yeah. New Orleans, they weren't able to turn those into points. That's what killed
Yeah.
them. But yeah, no, man, I used to be a self-proclaimed Brady hater for a very long time. I don't even know what it was. I just hated him because everyone else hated him. We just kind of like bandwagon thing, you know what I mean? So you're just tired of watching the dude win after win after win. But now, as a dude, I think he's like a year or two older than me, like 1 year maybe older than me. And to see this guy like pulling off the shit he's pulling off at his age, to be able to leave this team. I mean, clearly Belichick got fucked. I mean, like it didn't go well for him after Brady has left.
Well, that was the whole thing that they were saying, who was the mastermind of the dynasty in New England? Was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady? Obviously, Bill Belichick didn't make it to the playoffs this year, and Tom Brady is in another Super Bowl.
Yeah. And we got Mark saying it's an offensive game more than ever, right? And that a lot of that, you have to admit, a lot of that has to do with the rule changes over the years, dude. Defenses are not what they used to be, and it's kind of hard to hold them accountable when you take away pretty much, they can't do any of the
They're crippled.
everything.
Yeah,
They
they're crippled for a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it has, as a result, become a very offensive game, which there's no denying it. So I agree, Couch Guy. I would say for sure. But that being said, man, like ever since I watched that little Facebook documentary they did you ever see that
the
on
Facebook
Brady?
watch with Tom Brady? Yeah.
Yeah, man, I gained so much respect for that dude watching that and just realizing I'm always fascinated, just like the Last Dance and stuff, Michael Jordan shit. Like,
Yep.
I love watching like those amazing people that are like great among the great. And like, what is it that makes them that way? What is that drive to win? And what keeps them going? And just seeing like every little detail does not go unattended for Brady.
Yeah.
Everything from his body, just like making sure that he's aging right, and he gets massages every day, and like you see the shit the dude eats. I mean, like it's like the healthiest food you could ever consume. Like everything's packed with antioxidants and all that stuff. So watching that's pretty remarkable. And most importantly for me, not just that he's older, not just that he's got attention to all details, he's one of the greatest ever, but also he's never been gifted as an athlete, man. Like he's never been like, you watch his his combine was crazy. Like, I could have done better. Like what the fuck? And he's this lanky. You ever seen the dude with his shirt off? He just looks like a very average dude. No shredded muscles, no nothing. And then he gets out there and just dominates. But a combination of discipline and intelligence, and hard work, just all that stuff combined. So for me, I'm pulling for him. Which
I'm pulling for Tampa Bay too. Yeah,
me too. A little bit of tension in the house. My wife, she's really fond of Mahomes, and really wants to see him get in the Super Bowl. I'm like, he's got time. He's going to win more Super Bowls for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No doubt about it. Whether you like him or you don't like him, there's no doubt. Okay. So thoughts on Denver trying to get Deshaun Watson. What are you talking about, Denver, bro? I saw Chicago was talking about it for a little bit. The odds of that are extremely small, but Deshaun Watson, real quick, as far as the Bears go, I got to speak to the Bears. It's my team, and I did get excited when I saw that, but at the same time, like my irritation with the Chicago Bears, I've sort of checked out as a fan. I'll never stop being a Bears fan, but I'm so sick of the front office decisions, dude. Like all we do is every year we try to replace the coach and the quarterback. Like every fucking year, I'm like, how about we build an offensive line? How about we build a defense? And because in Bears history, when they've been good, they haven't had to have a spectacular quarterback, right? It's just got to be somebody who gets the job done, doesn't turn the ball over, a solid ass running game, solid ass defense. That's all we need. So I'll stop. I just had to vent a little bit, but I get so fucking irritated. Every year they're like, we got to get a quarterback. And we're thinking about letting Nagy go and getting another coach. Like, shut up, dude. You should have kept Levy Smith years ago and just built the team around the defense, built a solid ass running game, get yourself an offensive line, and get a quarterback who can just get the job done. We don't need anything fancy.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm fine with Foles. Put Foles in there. He could be a full time as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think on that, Pierce? Deshaun Watson going to Denver?
No, he's not gonna. They're gonna trade him to like the Jets. The Jets have more money and stuff that Texas would be more interested in than Denver would. So
yeah, huge package coming from Denver, he says. I don't know the deal. I don't know the specifics. What are they?
Unless they include Von Miller in that deal, it ain't happening, dude. And Von Miller in trouble already too. Yeah, I saw a thing like a couple weeks ago. He was like being investigated by the Parker police for something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's never good. Those guys, people run from that shit pretty fast. Nobody wants any part of that stuff. What's the word on Kaepernick, man? Poor fucking guy.
He just puts on, dude, in my opinion, like I said, he just puts that show on. He put the combine, he changed it remember that when he was trying to show the NFL he was ready?
Yeah.
He changed it at the last second to a high school place instead of, the actual stadium, and he controlled it and this and that. And I mean, I don't know if he's still doing it. Yeah. Go ahead. That was just saying, like, how are you going to ask for your job back when you just got done suing your job? That'd be like me suing the state and being like, "Hey, everything cool? We still cool, right?" Like,
yeah. It just sucks though, because I really feel like he had a lot of potential. My dad always disagrees with me. He says, he was never that good. And he wasn't the greatest quarterback, but I feel like if he had the chance to mature as a quarterback, I think we would have seen great things out of him for sure. But yeah, last I saw, he was still, he gets up at fucking 5 a.m. every day. He's training every day, doing all this stuff, just preparing as a professional athlete. But there was a period when it's just weird to me, like the whole kneeling thing, how it was like, it became such a controversy. And now, like, you see all this shit, just NFL's like, yes, Black Lives Matter all the way, 100%. And you're like, where were you guys before? Like, it's popular now. Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, it's a very weird thing.
I don't know. And I kind of low key think it, him training and stuff like that, he probably, because he got that settlement from the NFL, part of me thinks of they're, in that settlement, they were like, you have to make yourself available, to teams and this and that, and you have to be ready in case of a team wants you and this and that. So I probably think that's, partially why maybe
not totally just his win.
His own thing. He's just like, okay, I got to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like we were talking about with the UFC. Like, there's these like behind the scenes deals where they're talking to people like, "Hey, you might get a chance if like make sure you're ready to roll." Yeah, we'll see. It looks like Couch Guy's putting all the details of the deal in there. He's very concerned about Denver.
Couch Guy is a 2-team guy. I don't take him seriously. He got the Broncos, then he got the Rams. He doesn't know what to decide on.
Yeah. Yeah, who is your team, Couch Guy? Who is your legit favorite team in the NFL? But he's, what else is? He's also a really big fantasy guy. Because I know fantasy changes you, bro. Like, anytime I play fantasy, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I want the Bears to win, but not by that much, or like whatever. It just depends on the scenario. My offense, I had Devontae Adams this year and Jones, the running back. And so, so I was because I hate Green Bay because I'm a Bears fan, but at the same time, I was rooting for them all the time. Like, I want you to lose, but still just make sure those guys pick up a lot of points, wouldn't you?
That's funny.
But our league was kind of screwed up. So I did play this year, but I didn't play like in a totally legit league. It was my son really wanted us to play. And so I created a league. But that's what happens when you have a 14-year-old kid create the league, because first of all, he didn't know how to set it up right. So we had all kinds of goofy ass things. We had like multiple rounds of playoffs. Like, we were playing for weeks in a row for a single playoff game. Like, it was very weird. And then also he started doing bad pretty early on. And then just lost interest. And so he just stopped putting in players. I was like, 1 week I was playing him. I'm like, bro, you have 2 open spots on your lineup. Like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I don't know. Not to mention, that if you get in trouble, you get your phone taken.
Womp womp.
Yeah, but he has a school laptop, so he could, if he wanted to do it. But I definitely want to do it next year. My bro, Dominic, surprised me. He's super good at fantasy, man. I got mad at him. I was talking mad shit to him because he was hoarding all the good players, dude. His bench was better than my starting lineup. I was kidding. It's legit. It's legit. I don't have an actual valid gripe about it, but it was so hard to watch his bench score more than my fucking starting lineup. Because I was, they do the predictions at the beginning. I was predicted to be the first place team. Yeah. And then I actually ended up finishing first in the regular season. And then I was going to get out of having to play my brother. Yeah. But at the last minute, he lost at the last minute. And then the person he lost to ended up moving into his position. So he dropped down to third. And so I had to play him in the very first round. And he pretty much handed me my ass, and it was over. But it was weird. We had the thing. Have you ever played in a league like that where you had in the playoff, like a playoff game was literally the best out of 2 weeks combined?
Yeah. Yep.
So do you usually?
That's normal. Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, that is normal. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Jaden set it up perfectly fine. I don't know. It was PPR though too, which is good.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Did you play at all? You didn't do fantasy this year, right?
No, because I was unsure about it.
Yeah, I wasn't willing to get into any serious leagues with anybody. I just it was like my son and my dad and my brother and my nephew. 2 of my nephews actually played. But you can't depend on those young kids, man. They just abandon their team partway, and then if you get a victory, it just doesn't feel legit.
You're like easy win, yes.
Right. Bro, you had 68 points. Like, what's going on?
It's funny. It always cracks me up when there is people like that in the league, and then somebody like on the message board is, don't forget to put your players in. You're like, dude, I'm playing the dude that doesn't ever put people in. Don't remind him.
Yeah. Don't remind him. Yeah.
That's my win.
See, I was the opposite. I was all telling everybody, like, I'm telling them literally put players in. And then my dad's the one that's like that, though. He's like, hell no. If you ain't paying attention, that's your problem. If you don't care, I'll take the win anyway. By the way, did you see how dare you? Couch Guy says, how dare you, Rams all day. Session in the rotation.
But remember that? He said on the podcast, who's America's team? And he was like, Broncos, baby.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yep. Some of our best clips there. What do you got to say about that, Couch Guy? Who's America's team now, huh? Hey, let's talk, Couch Guy. I want to get you on here maybe next weekend. If you want to join us like Friday nights or Saturdays or something like that, that'd be good. Oh man. Anything else big you want to talk about today, Pierce?
Oh man, I was on my way home from the gym today, and I was like thinking, there's a particular like station that I always listen to, like on the way home from anywhere. Um, and I was like, well, what do you listen to, Dollar, when you're coming home from work or from school or whatever? Is there
What
a
do I?
go-to? Yeah.
For music?
Yeah.
Or- I listen to a ton of podcasts. No, I listen to a lot of reggae still. Man, I'm so
Okay.
yeah, lately that's been the thing I put on, and it's just like a generic Apple reggae playlist because I like those because it's not like Pandora or whatever. Like you get
Yeah.
unlimited skips, so something
Yeah.
comes up I don't like, I hit on. But lots of roots rock reggae, old school.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I listen to because I have Sirius, and so I always listen to the 40s Junction, and Tira always makes fun of me with that. Um, she's like, "You listen to 40s music?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. It's like my go-to, like for feeling like chill and hanging out. It's
Yeah,
like
it was like Count Basie, jazz.
Duke Ellington stuff like
Yeah.
that."
Oh, bro, that's like all that spitting. Pretty impressive, dude. Oh my god, I'm gonna take that little clip, and that is gonna be our intro music right there. Yeah. It's funny. I do for my homeroom class. We kind of just hang out, and like sometimes we do like it's not really work. They don't get a grade in that class or anything. So we do lots of fun stuff, team building and all that shit. So what I discovered that they love is music trivia, and I'm kind of impressed at like the multiple decades that they know. But I have one student in that class, and he's like, I only listen to 30s and 40s. Like literally, he's like, you got to put some of those in there, else I'm never gonna do good at this game. Like,
Like, dang, okay, kid.
yeah, for sure. He's actually a cool dude. He's a pretty unique fellow for sure. How about the gym, Mike? What's the playlist? That's what Couch Guy says there.
Oh man, my playlist is all funky. I got lots of different stuff in there. I mean, I got like stuff from like Drowning Pool in there. I got like Euro trance in there. I got reggae in there. I mean, I got everything.
Yeah,
pretty much in there. So yeah, there's some like when I'm like lifting heavy, like I have 3 songs that are my go-to when I'm lifting heavy, when I need to push through and do it. Number 1, everyone always cracks up, is the Superman theme by John Williams. So it's the dun, 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 dun. It's the the instrumental by John Williams. That's one of them. And then the next one is Bill Conti, the Rocky song.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wait, is that the one? Is that the?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's different. That's a different song. That's Eye of the Tiger.
Can you hear this if I play this? Let me know if you. Oh, hold on, there's an ad here. Of course. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Ad will end. Sorry, bro. Okay. No, and they put a fucking second ad. Oh my god, it's so irritating. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to hear it without me sharing screen anyway. Let's see. Is this the? Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I listen to when I'm lifting heavy, dude.
It reminds me of like royalty coming out or something. And here is the king and the queen.
Yeah. So I listen to that. I listen to Bill. Again, Bill Conti is Gonna Fly Now. That's the other one that I listen to.
Bill Conti, Gonna Fly Now.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Look that one up.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, oh, of course. Oh yeah. Bro, I like to be outside running for this one. I like
that one
coming out of my mouth.
And then next one is Drowning Pool, Dead Bodies.
Is that the Let the Bodies Hit the Floor one?
Yep. Yep.
I have to. I don't even know how long I can get away with playing these without us getting pulled or something. I probably shouldn't even be doing this, to be honest with you.
I don't. That's what, maybe 10 seconds. So yeah. Well, I mean, we're acknowledging them, so it's not like we're. So.
Yeah. That's a good one too.
But yeah.
You know who I listen to? Not that you asked, Couch Guy, but Bruce Leroy. He has an Apple playlist, a workout playlist that he shared with me years ago. It
What?
is fucking amazing. I love it. The only reason I haven't been listening lately is because I'm doing those workouts I told you about. It's like a
Yeah.
hit meets strength training, and it's a
Huh?
video. So I work out with a
Okay.
video. So I always have to like. That's the only thing that sucks about those is you can't listen to other music. You got to listen to the actual
Huh?
coach and stuff as they coach you. So, but I missed that. But no, you should ask them about it, dude. Have them share it with you. It's awesome, and there's a lot of variety. It's kind of different every time when I listen to it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like on my list, somebody shared like a video with me, and it was like what was it? I think it was on Facebook. Someone shared it and tagged me, and it was like, "Is this you, Mike?" And it was like this big old guy, and he's like lifting heavy weights, and then they like zoomed in, is like listening to his earphones, and he had like a whole bunch of like soft music in there and everything.
Kenny G.
And I was like, sometimes, I mean, sometimes that's mine. Like one of my one of my songs in my playlist is "Glamorous" by Fergie.
Oh, holy shit, that's hilarious.
What else? I got I got Billie Eilish in here, a bellyache.
Oh yeah. No, that's cool. No, I listen to variety too.
Yeah.
It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing strength training, I'll usually listen to like a podcast or something pretty, just regular reggae or something kind of mellow. But like if I'm pushing hard or if I'm doing like a hard run or something like that, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that playlist of Bruce Lee Royce. There we go. It's pretty good. It's surprising how pumped up I get from Michael Jackson songs, dude.
Yeah,
They're
that's good. I'll take
badass.
that.
They get you going.
Maybe now you need to go. Maybe after today, you just need to go back to some Duke Ellington.
Dude, I took a history of jazz class one time. I fell in love with that shit. There was some really good music back then. I definitely can put in on that for sure. I'm trying to keep up with Couch Guy in the comments over here. Takes a real man to admit these things. What is he talking about at the beginning though? I'll have a hard on if I listen to that and walk around. I'll walk around with a stiff. I don't know what was that comment in reference to, dude. I don't think any of those songs would have that effect on me.
Couch Guy is a different guy, though. He is a different man.
Yeah, he cracks me up even in the comments. I can't wait to have him on. We should try it for next weekend. I'd love to have that dude on. Hey daddy moment. I don't know what it's hard to keep up with him in the comments.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening there. But yeah, no, that's a good question though. Music is huge. And that's why I listen to reggae on the way home, 'cause I'm
Yeah.
like, just crazy days. My days go so damn fast teaching, man. It's like
Yep.
unbelievable. And so I get off and it's like I just want to forget about everything, have a nice cruise home. And I remember back in the day getting stressed all the time driving. It used to make me all stressed out. But I think it was because I was always in a hurry to get to the destination.
Yeah.
And now I let all that shit go, man. I'm an old man, bro. I don't even care. I'll just sit there, put on some good tunes, or even a good podcast and just cruise, watch all the people drive totally stupid. You're like, bro, keep that up. You're gonna die one day. Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing the things people do when they're just weaving in and out of traffic. And
Yeah. Like we're all trying to get to somewhere, dude.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be the one that fucks it up for everybody.
Yeah. I hate to admit it. I mean, I was that dude at one point in my life. Maybe not the swerving in and out, but like getting pissed. You know what I mean? Where you're like,
Yeah.
"Come on, bro, why'd you even do that? Did you really have to get in that lane right that fucking moment?" And you're getting all worked up and angry about some dude you don't even know. And like we all know, there's a countless number of assholes in the world. If you get worked up about all the assholes, then you're gonna, live a short life, dude.
Yep.
That's a big thing. I'm trying to focus on the de-stressing, man. That's why I'm slowly honing in on all the health aspects. Been eating good for a while, getting all the workouts in, trying to not stress about work. You know what I mean? Because one of the biggest things that stresses me out is evaluations, which I have one coming up this next week where people come in your classroom and they sit there with a clipboard and they're taking notes. And it's funny, man, because I perform music almost my whole life. I've never had much of a problem speaking in front of people, that kind of thing. Never really made me that nervous. But teaching, when somebody comes in with a clipboard, it's just like I just get so fucking nervous, dude. I start talking faster, talking too much and extra loud. And you know what it is it's the unpredictable nature of teaching. Like it's one thing when you've rehearsed a song 1,000 times and then you get up in front of a crowd and do it, like what you're doing at that point.
Yeah.
But every day, every single class period, when I start a new class, you don't know what you're going to run into. You don't know what student might be having a difficult day that day, or maybe it turns out it's excellent and everybody's on task, and you just don't know. So that idea of somebody coming in and taking notes and like, is he doing his job properly? Not to mention, right now we're teaching. I told you that, right? I'm literally teaching to 2 groups.
Yep.
So like a Zoom meeting with kids on it, and then I've got kids sitting in the classroom, and I'm trying to get them on the same page. And then somebody sitting there with a clipboard going, "Let's see how you're doing here." Like, good Lord, no, don't. Couch guy. Since I'm taking I-70 now, I think I have massive road rage.
It's just, yeah, we need to have him on. That way you can just.
Oh, you gotta come on, couch guy. Let's talk after this. I'm gonna call you, bro. See if we could do next weekend. I'd love to have you on. Let me know what you're doing on Friday nights. Yeah, and then also Staff Sergeant Lacey McDonald. I know I want to have him on soon. So if not this next weekend, maybe the one after. But I know you had some things in the works for guests too, so just keep me posted.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Whatever you do with that.
Well, cool, Dollar. What do you say, man?
Yeah, it's about that time, brother.
Yeah, good podcast, fun times.
Yes.
Now everybody knows my playlist out there, so
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's our outro music today, folks.
Can you just do that the whole time while we outro out, Mike? Okay, whatever.
Yeah. This has been another episode of the Mike and Tony Show. Thanks for tuning in. If you like podcasts, check us out. Send us a message. Mike and Tony Show gmail.com. Mike and Tony Show.com. Instagram, YouTube, all that bullshit. Okay.
All right, Dollar. I think with that, Brady, that's a wrap, sir. Cheers.
Cheers.